going to be a bit of Gary Neville here. You scored 42 goals for Derby, so I'm going to give you 42 quick fire questions. First one, nice easy one for you. Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi.
How come?
I'm not actually sure, to be honest. I have this argument with my mate quite a bit.
Hey.
Well, obviously everybody has it, don't they, about Messi and Ronaldo, but I kind of try and go down the route of everybody should actually enjoy them and appreciate them, because I think in this generation that, well, we're not going to see the types of players again.
Yeah.
I think when you look at the players coming through, like Mbappe, Neymar, stuff like that, like I don't think they'll get anywhere near the numbers that Ronaldo and Messi get. But I don't know, I just prefer Messi.
Prefer him. A Bakewell pudding or a Kelly pie?
A Kelly pie.
Kelly pie. Do you know what a Bakewell pudding is?
No.
No?
I googled that.
It's a famous Derby pie. No? Nah, it's
a Bakewell tart?
Aye.
Oh, for Bakewell?
Aye.
Right, aye. I don't know what a Bakewell pie is. I don't know if that's what they call it, but
no.
I've been to Bakewell a few times.
That's your fault.
I went to Bakewell a few times. It's actually quite a nice place.
Is it? Is Derby nice?
That was lovely.
Is it?
Best place in the world.
Best player you played with and against?
Best player I played with? There's a few I've played with. Played with some decent players who've had really good careers.
Right.
Didn't play too much with them, but when you go back to my last year at Derby and Ashley Cole and people like that were coming in.
Did you play with Ashley Cole, did you?
Aye, he was excellent. He was really good in the changing room. Obviously, I think he was about 38, 39, something like that when he was playing with us, and you could tell that he had played at the highest level, but when you spoke to him just in a one-to-one, like you would never know what he'd done in his career, so he was really nice and down to earth. And Darren Bent and Tom Huddleston, people like that, and even going back to Kelly when Eremenko was here, like he was excellent.
He was brilliant, wasn't he? Against, who did you best be against?
When I was at Clyde, we had a kind of like a testimonial match against Man United.
Right.
I was only like 18 or 19 at the time, and Paul Scholes, I played against Paul Scholes, and he was incredible. But I say I played against him. I basically watched him, so I was nowhere near him.
Just sitting clapping your hands and be fascinating that.
Yeah. A few FA Cup ties we played at Old Trafford, and probably just for his name, like played against like Pogba and stuff. But that night they weren't great and stuff.
Was he good too?
They played, but
was he big time? No, did he give you shouts on the park and that?
No, he never really gave us anything, to be fair. Like I think Man United at that time were going through a tough spell, kind of like they are just now. So we went to Old Trafford and had more possession in them, which is kind of rare.
Favourite ground you've played at?
I would love to say Wembley, but been beat there twice, so don't really enjoy it. But for the actual stadium, it's incredible to go down and experience the playoff final.
Most hostile ground you've played at?
Don't know if it's most hostile, but probably the best atmosphere was Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace?
I love playing down there. Their fans are excellent.
They've got the back behind the goal bit and it's mental.
Yeah, used to batter us as well.
Did they? Favourite moment in your football career so far?
If you told me I'd win the Scottish Cup growing up, I wouldn't have believed you. Because that was always like a showpiece up in Scotland, and you always dream of like winning the Scottish Cup. But when I moved down to Derby and scored a hat-trick against Forest, I'd probably say that pips it, just for the fact that there was probably nobody at hand for the Scottish Cup final, which kind of doesn't taint it a wee bit, but it would be so much better if it was a full capacity. Yeah,
you've still got the ball, the signed match ball for the hat-trick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Childhood idol, a football one and a non-football one?
Growing up I really liked Ryan Giggs.
Giggs.
The way he played for Man United was excellent, and Henrik Larsson, loved it too.
Larsson.
Didn't really have another idol, to be honest, apart from football. I was just like more focused on football.
A genie grants you 3 wishes. What you having? Any you want?
Not a clue. Not a clue, to be honest. I think I'd go back and relive the beating Forest 5-0 and scoring the hat-trick.
You'd relive that?
3 times.
3 times? What's the best piece of advice you've ever been given, and what's the best piece of advice you'd give a young player? Probably
just that hard work beats talent.
Yeah.
I was never blessed with like the best technical ability as a footballer, but I think in a team that it's different parts that make your team very good. So when I mentioned a few players before who I played with, like comparing me technically to them is just like chalk and cheese. So I always thought that if I tried to be the fittest player on the pitch and the fittest player on the team, then worked the hardest and had the best career I could, then I'd be happy with it.
Yeah. Early bed or night out?
Early bed.
Early bed. What's your drink of choice on a night out?
Rum and coke.
Rum and coke? Was it
Diet-
celebration?
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke?
Diet Coke, aye.
Were the celebrations mental last year when you won the double?
It was a bit awkward. Obviously we were in the lockdown and pandemic,
Oh, that's
and
right, aye, so
you've got a lot more happening in the world, so I don't want to go into, like, it was rubbish when you win a trophy and you're back in your house like an hour later, but
aye.
if you're taking the football in isolation and winning the double, I actually drove to Hampden for the
Right.
Betfred Cup final, which was weird in itself. I got dropped off for my father-in-law for the Scottish Cup final, which is honestly, it's just surreal, isn't it? It's a wee bit weird.
Fucking hell, man. A schoolboy in it, back when you were a schoolboy, getting dropped off.
I can remember after the Betfred Cup final, you obviously win it, you're delighted. I'm back in my car driving back home and sitting in the couch with my missus having a beer on FaceTime to a couple of the lads, and you're like, did we really just win like a major cup in Scotland? And then the Scottish Cup was a wee bit better. We got the bus back with a few drinks on it, up to Perth, but then again you're just stuck in one of the lounges up there.
You can't go out with pubs that shut, weren't they?
No.
What's the first app you open on your phone in the morning?
A few years ago it would have been Rightmove,
Right.
which is strange, but had a bit of an addiction to houses, which probably nobody would ever admit to, which probably shouldn't
It's
have
not
to
a bad
either,
thing.
but I don't know if you're talking social media, probably Instagram.
Instagram. Have you got a shirt collection? Like players' shirts?
I used to try and get shirts like most times I would play against like the bigger teams.
Yeah.
And then when I'd go away with Scotland, I'd always try and get a strip. So
Get one. Who's your favourite you've got?
De Bruyne.
I've seen that on Instagram. That's
Yeah,
quality.
De Bruyne or Draxler.
How did you get that? Was it fighting? Was folk fighting over it? Was
No,
it?
it's kind of strange at Scotland. Like, I think the kit man's just squat with strips and then just put them in the middle of the floor, and
Oh,
you
is
kind of
it?
just pick them up. So there's probably a Belgian player out there with a Bryson
Bryson
strip,
the what?
thinking, who on earth is that?
Favourite TV programme?
Oh man, don't watch much TV.
Do you know now?
No, probably go safe and say Breaking Bad or
Breaking
Sons
Bad.
of Anarchy.
Last film you watched?
Toy Story. That's what happens when you get a 3-year-old.
Was he in the house or was just you watching it yourself?
No, he was at nursery.
Joshua or Fury?
Fury.
Fury. You watch it Saturday?
Aye.
Boring fight though, innit?
I think it's boring because he's too good.
I think so.
I think like when he's that height and he's got that reach, like you're sitting there, you're wanting Dillian White to try and hit him, but I think you underestimate how good Fury is technically, and there's like nowhere near. You can get nowhere near him basically.
I had money on Dillian White.
Did you?
Aye. Not tell you how much, but
That was silly, wasn't it?
I know. What's your order at Chinese?
Vegetable satay.
A vegetable? Are you a vegetarian?
Aye.
Are you? Fair enough. What's your perfect
I'm
three?
fake basically. Fake vegetarian. I'm about 95% veggie. Sometimes I fall off the wagon.
And have like a kebab.
Aye.
What's your perfect 3-course meal?
I don't know, mate.
Don't know.
I don't know. These are the questions that I'd ever really get asked. Or,
That's what I'm
or
saying.
really
Try to be
think about.
different. I could actually things about a fit my career, but I'm not going to do that.
I'm quite boring. I'm quite boring when it comes to food, to be honest. I just stick to the same things, and I was always like superstitious before football, so I'd always have like the same things the night before a game, and
Right.
I'd just be basic and go for, I don't know, if I went out to an Italian,
Yeah.
I'd get the wee arancini, the rice ball things.
Oh, right, yeah.
Probably stick with arrabbiata, and then I don't have a dessert, so
No.
I'd probably have a coffee over a dessert.
Favourite clothing brand?
Offxspringz,
Thank you.
obviously.
As a man that's media trained.
Yeah. Favourite holiday destination?
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Not the mad part, not like the party part. Like, I prefer going to a place called Santa Eulalia in Ibiza, because as an island, like, Ibiza's got this reputation of just being like drugs and party and all that kind of stuff, but if you actually go away for San Antonio and Playa d'Embosa, then it is a lovely place.
I've only been to the party bit. I didn't. Has it got a nice bit? Pre-match ritual?
I don't really have any. I've just got a fair few superstitions.
Right. What are they?
I come across as quite weird here, but I'm always like left before right. So like, left arm, left
boot, left shin pad,
all that kind of rubbish. I used to always like walking out last. Used to always go in.
All the good players did, didn't they? All the big players
I don't
did
know about that. I just kind of get stuck into like this kind of rut with superstitions that I couldn't get out of. And it was probably more the night before a game. We're eating at the same times.
The same food and stuff like that?
Same food. I used to wait out, kind of
stuff
like that. I got kind of a wee bit of tapped in the head a bit.
Funniest player in the dressing room?
Funniest? I think Johnny Russell was probably up there.
Is he?
He was up there for just some of the things that he would start doing.
Yeah. probably not really appropriate for on this camera here, but I met Johnny Manziel in America.
Yeah,
I met him. I went to sport in KC, but he was quite
mellow.
Aye.
He's getting a wee bit older. He's got a couple of weddings now, doesn't he? So
yeah. We tried to get him out for a beer. He wasn't having it.
Was he
He was
not?
going to play COD.
Seriously?
Aye.
So wow, that's weird.
I know. First match you went to? You remember that?
I can't remember the first match I went to. When I was younger, I used to support Celtic, so I go to some of the Celtic games. Believe it or not, one of my good mates was a United fan, so I used to go down to Somerset a couple of times.
I'll cut this bit out.
I've not actually told people that.
No, 20 minutes left in.
I don't mind. I remember going to Parkhead one night for I think it was Champions League night when Celtic played Juventus.
Right.
They drew 4 each.
Good game.
Chris Sutton scored 2, and it was that was an incredible game with some atmosphere.
So was that your first trip, Celtic trip?
I think so.
Yeah. Winter or summer?
Summer.
Summer. Past or present, what gaffer would you love to play for?
Nigel Clough.
Nigel Clough.
I love Nigel Clough because basically a spade was a spade.
So he told you exactly
Aye.
what was right and what was wrong.
And if you played well, he'd tell you. If you were rubbish, he'd tell you.
Aye.
It's very, very similar to Neil Warnock actually.
Yeah.
When I played with him at Cardiff. Most recent, I'd probably say Frank Lampard. I really enjoyed working under Lampard.
Did you work under? Was he at Derby?
Aye, it was my last year at
What was he
Derby.
like?
He was excellent. He's another one like Ashley Cole and stuff. Like when you speak to him one to one, you wouldn't actually believe that he's been one of the best ever midfielders going. I actually remember the first time I spoke to him in his office. I don't know how I came out with it. We were just speaking about how I play the game, how he played the game, and I just turned around and said, "Look, I just try and be a shite version of you." I don't know if he knew. I don't know if he thought I was being serious or not, but I genuinely was. Like,
did he laugh at it?
I laughed, but it was a wee bit awkward.
Could you ever laugh with like Frank Lampard and Ashley Cole and that? Could you ever laugh with them? Aye, they're good in the dressing room.
I'm kind of like you as well. Like you just are used to seeing these people on the TV, playing in all the big matches, Premiership, Champions League finals, playing international, and then they just turn up at the training one day and you're like, alright, they're just a normal guy.
Can I have your signature please, gaffer? One of the ones.
I know. I remember in the gym before he got a job, or just as he got a job, and I was in the gym with my mate, and like he was texting me just saying like, when you come back down to England, we'll meet up and we'll speak, because I was a wee bit uncertain about my future at that time. Me and my mate are just standing there thinking like, Frank Lampard's texting you. It was just a bit
screenshotting it and that, so don't lose it.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear or phobia?
Used to have a fear of failure.
Failure?
I think that's why I used to always work as hard as possible, and when I had days off I used to see them as like opportunities to try and like be better and get ahead of people in my position and try and work harder basically. Yeah.
The most stylish player in the St Johnstone team, who's got the best dress sense and the worst?
I think Callum Henry tries to have like the best. Like he's like, I'd probably say he's like the pretty boy of the team.
Right, always in the mirror on that.
Aye, he loves it. Worst gear, near enough everybody to be honest, because you're travelling that far, going up, like everybody's just in gym gear all the time.
Is it? So even night suiters need to be like boot cut jeans and that one?
Sean Rooney's not great,
no.
To be honest. He's not great. He thinks just if it's designer then it's good.
Aye.
So it's all this, well not even designer, he's just head to toe in army.
Right.
He's got like a Stone Island jacket that he wears quite a lot and thinks that's excellent because it was like £200 or something.
Superb. Zidane or Ronaldinho?
Zidane.
Zidane. Oof. Gerrard or Lampard?
Got to say Lampard. It's weird actually, I did always prefer Lampard. Right. I don't know why. Again, we're a Messi.
He's not going to watch this, you can see whatever you want.
Again with Messi and Ronaldo, I thought they were both excellent players, but see when you kind of look back, Gerrard, he's like involvement at Liverpool and some of the goals he scored and some of the big goals he scored were incredible, but for me I just preferred Lampard.
What's your favourite hobby outside football?
I don't have many either, mate. No. I like going to the gym. I'm going to come across really boring in this winter. I like going to the gym. And to be fair now, any spare time I've got I spend with my son. He's coming up for 3 and I know people say it, when you have kids it changes your life, but it really did change my life. I'd probably before then I'd always go and play golf and meet my mates and stuff like that, but now any spare time I've got to spend with him out the back garden, playing with tractors, playing the dirt, soft plays, all that kind of stuff that everybody does.
I've got 2, man, it's mental with 2.
Don't know how you cope.
Someday needs to get the house. The greatest of all time football player? Messi. What's still on the bucket list?
Don't know, not too much. I think I've been quite fortunate to do most of the things that I wanted to do in life. Probably regret, in a sense, I had the chance to go and play in the Premiership. I never done that. I stayed at Derby.
Who was that with? Can you say that now?
I was close to going to Burnley or QPR, but closer to going to Burnley. And I get promoted, ended up signing a new contract at Derby. I wouldn't say I don't regret it at all. But I would have liked to have just had the chance to play in the Premiership.
Just to try it.
I thought if I stayed at Derby and signed a long-term contract, if I was going to play in the Premiership, it would be with Derby. With the opportunity they gave me in my career. Travelled where I've really wanted to go. Done everything really that I wanted to. Got promoted to the Premiership with Cardiff and ended up staying at Derby because of Frank Lampard.
That's right.
In terms of like outside football, there's not really much. Just be the best husband and dad, I suppose.
Good answer. What's your perfect day off?
Like just spend it with family. Basically.
If you weren't a football player, what would you be?
I think I'd have went down the road of getting a trade. Not a clue what kind of trade. I think my mum and dad forced me down like I wasn't the best at school. I wasn't the worst, but I wasn't ever great just sitting at a computer and stuff like that. So I'd rather be out and about doing something.
Did you always know in your head you were going to be a football player? See at school, were you always like, doesn't matter, I'm going to play football?
No, I was never as well. When you kind of say that, I was never as arrogant as that. Sometimes you get told like you're half decent and you've got a chance, but I could never see myself not playing football, which is weird. It's kind of the same problem I'm having just now because I'm having a wee bit of a nightmare of an injury to the ankle. But some people are saying like, is it maybe time to just call it a day? And I'm like, well, no, I don't really know what to do. I don't know what I've got to do after. Like I've played professional football for 19 years now. I'd love to just get to 20 for no reason apart from it being not a kind of round number and managed to play over 600 games now. So I don't know. It's just the way it is.
You're hosting a dinner party. You can invite 4 people, dead or alive. Who are you picking? There's got to be one female there.
So these are questions that everybody always asks you on the team bus. And all the lads up the back they're all getting involved in that, and I'm just sitting away thinking I don't have a clue because I don't watch that many films. I couldn't even tell you like half the actors. People are just like, are you alright? Like, are you sure? You don't know who that is? And I'm like, I'm one of the guys.
Alright.
Probably Roy Keane.
I like
Roy Keane on the TV, especially Man United having a beast. I think everybody tunes in just for him at half time and full time. Female, I don't know. Michelle Keegan. Up there.
Good answer, aye. And two more males. Must be somebody you want to go and meet.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've ever really wanted to meet somebody, but also when you go back to my idols growing up, it would be good to speak to Messi.
Yeah, it'd be no bad.
This is quite boring again, isn't it? I'd like to speak to Messi and understand how he got as good as he actually is.
Yeah.
And again, I'd love to know how Larsson scored that goal when Celtic beat Rangers 6-2.
And he chipped it. Aye, good goal. A football match you want to go and watch live?
Probably El Clasico.
El Clasico.
But I don't know about now because Messi and that have all kind of left. Liverpool Man City just now.
Aye, it'd be good.
Because I think I'm not. I know they had a debate about the biggest rivalry down south. Was it going to be like in terms of tradition? Is it Man United, Liverpool and stuff like that? But I just think when you watch Liverpool, Man City, and they're always talk about the top four, but I just think they two are in a league of their own.
Yeah.
And to watch both their best teams play at their best, I think would be unbelievable.
Favourite genre of music?
Everything. I used to get a bit of stick, like down south, they're always like into this or R&B stuff, and when you're Scottish and you're from up this kind of neck of the woods, it's like GBX and Clubland. And I used to get into the gym early to just so I could put Scooter on just to annoy people, and it got to the stage where a few of the lads who weren't into that kind of music would come into the gym with headphones on.
Just not listen to you.
So I just called it a personal win.
Who's the DJ at Johnston? Who's up there?
I think Sean Rooney does it.
What's he got on?
It's just your run-of-the-mill rubbish.
Hardcore
basically.
And things like that?
Aye, there's a wee bit of everything. I think we went through a stage where everybody will pick like 2 songs to Spotify and it goes on to like a playlist and stuff like that, but you're run-of-the-mill stuff.
Yeah.
If I was on, I would just be like hardcore.
Just hardcore all the time.
Basically.
Give me your best of all time 5-a-side football team.
All time? Well, obviously Messi's in there.
Yeah.
I think we've got to have Ronaldo in there.
Yeah.
Scholes in the midfield. Maldini.
Right.
That's 4, isn't it?
4.
4. Keeper. I like Neuer.
Neuer, he's main 20.
Because I don't think he's really playing goal, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's never really in the goal. I remember playing against Germany, or watching Germany against Scotland, and I think they had that much possession. He spent most of the time in the halfway line. In his position for like their corners, he just stands on the halfway line.
Yeah.
And I just think that's incredible.
Confidence in it, just to go and do that.
Yeah.
Last one. What's the plan after football?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
I've kind of got like a wee estate agents going just now, which like I said to you before, I'm really into property and stuff, and wanted to see what it was like from the other side. But I think it's tough for a footballer because I don't think anything's ever going to compare to playing football. And I'm not even sure it's the Saturday, like the match day. So you just go in and football's got a different type of banter in the change room that you can get away with. That if I walked into an estate agent's and said some of the stuff in there, I think you'd get like flung out straight away. But I don't know. I think that's one of the biggest problems I'm having just now, because if I don't recover properly from this ankle injury, then I'm going to have to really think about it. Yeah. I qualified as a personal trainer back in 2017 when I was at Cardiff, but then I don't really fancy that either.
No fancy coaching or media or?
Nah.
I've
never been in. I probably don't love football as much as like a lot of people. Like, kind of up there just now, Liam Craig's kind of transitioning a wee bit from player to coach, but he loves football. He loves going and watching games and reserve games and under 16 games, but I'm not interested in that at all, to be honest.
So once the boots are hung up, that shoe done, football done?
I don't know. I don't know.
Unless Frank Lampard phones you for a coaching role, didn't he?
I'd go there straight away, but I think unless somebody comes to me and says, like, do you want to become, I don't know, not a manager, I'm definitely not a manager, but if somebody says, do you want to come and be a coach or assistant manager or something, we'll put you through your coaching badges, we'll see if you like it and stuff like that, then I'm not going to go and do coaching off my own back. No. I don't think.
Anyway, you take the boys team now when he's a bit older?
No, I probably don't think I'll do that. No, I'm not really into like coaching and training and stuff like that. That's kind of, I just usually leave that to the manager. I never really get involved in the change room before games. I'm not like, loud and people are shouting all these football cliches. It just annoys me a wee bit.
No. Craig, thank you very much, mate.
No bother.